Hello everybody, welcome to the video today and thank you very much for joining me on this lovely Saturday the 1st of July. Can you believe it, we're in July already? Wow. For those of you watching in America, happy 4th for Tuesday, and if you're doing something nice, be safe and enjoy. God bless. To the rest of you guys, thank you for joining me. As I mentioned, we're in July. We're all in the middle of the summer and we've been having some heat waves over here in the UK and it's been really hot. So today's a bit cooler. I had a little bit of rain earlier, which was nice, but it really has been very hot. So I haven't done much running with the layout. I've just been really sort of taking it easy because it's been so hot. A big shout out to all my regular viewers and subscribers out there, and if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button after you watch this video today, and I hope you enjoy it. I'd like to give a big special shout out to Mr. Charlie McGowan in Canada, Partick Hill Station, aka. Great to have you with us today if you're watching. Thanks for the shout out, mate, regarding the how to do an isolated track section videos. I'm glad you found them helpful. And also, not just Charlie, but any of you out there that have seen my video, or if you want to check it out, go look through my channel library. And I've done a couple of videos now, two I think, on how to do a very simple isolated track section, i.e. how to have more than one train on one section of track on your sidings or on your layout. So you can run one up to the other and the other one will stand still. Obviously you can do it better with DCC, but in analog DC mode it's much easier to create a break in the rail and have an isolated section. If you want to know more about that, again, look through my videos and you'll find it in there. But yeah, glad that you've got your bits and pieces, Charlie. That's great. Good to see you went out shopping and got the bits. Excellent. And we all look forward to seeing that, the fruitation of that. Anyway, what have I been doing apart from playing trains? Well, I've been doing some more work this morning on the scenic section, which is a little lift-off removable plinth that I've added to the side of the layout. It all lifts off. And recently this morning, I've done some vegetation work and planted this little cottage as well on the additional extension I worked on last week while it was hot. So I added this bit here, this long bit coming out. I added that bit there, and then this morning I just added some scenic materials on there, and that's all drying. I added a tree there as well, and I think that looks all right. So we're just waiting for that to dry, and while we're dry, what else can you do but watch the trains? So that's all finished now, which I'm quite pleased with. And we've got Thorpe Hall just passing the level crossing now, and a couple of Grizzly maroon coaches. Class 16 North British diesel with a freight. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I just about 15 minutes before I started filming this video, I planted an apple tree just next to the brewery there, because I think that's a good idea. You should always have apple trees next to a brewery, because then you can't just not only make beer or spirits, you can make cider. That makes sense, doesn't it? I think so anyway. So yeah, I think that's about it tree wise, because I can't put anything else anywhere else because of line side clearance issues. Obviously I don't really want to plant trees in the 6 foot or the 10 foot way, because they'll get clipped by passing trains and you won't have clearance, and that's not good practice as per real railway as well. But I think that's it. There's always something to do on this layout. Like I said, little odds and ends, like planting a tree here and there and doing a little bit of scenic work addition like I've done there. But on my layout, it's very small. So the idea of making a small layout is not by choice. As I said, I live in a very small flat now. I used to live in a 3-bedroom house, about 20 minutes where I live now. Unfortunately, we lived there 11 years and we had to move out. Well, we were forced out by the landlord. It was rather naughty to us. Anyway, the point was I had a 10-foot layout, 10 by 5. It was a bigger layout than this. And with a smaller layout, you're very limited what you can do in terms of 00 scale. Obviously, I'd love to have long embankments with, you know, grass embankments and cut-ins and bridges and inclines and bridges going over rivers and all these amazing things that you see on these big layouts on YouTube here. But unfortunately, I'm limited to size. But I think you could do that if you would build in, for example, a 009 narrow gauge layout or an N gauge. You could cram a lot onto this size baseboard, 6x4. For an N gauge, you definitely could really stretch it. But for a 00 scale layout, it's not too bad. At least I get to run trains. It's got quite a few operational possibilities with the layout. As you can see, I've got 2 trains running, and then over in the centre platform over there, I've got a DMU sitting there. That's the shuttle sitting there waiting. So I could stop that train on the outside track in that platform 1 over there, and then send that out, send it round, and then it will go round across the diamonds into the little bay over there. So I mean, there's lots of possibilities what I can do with the layout in terms of running. It's just something to occupy my mind, run my trains, and keep me mentally active in the hobby, which is really important. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment, so stay tuned and go and grab yourself a beverage of your choice, and I'll see you in a bit. Hi, welcome back to the video. So thank you for joining me. I tell you what, it's very humid out there, but it's certainly very warm in here. I've had to turn my fan off, my big fan, because it makes too much noise and you won't be able to hear me. But I tell you what, it's really thirsty. And I tell you something else, guys. Looking at this little pub I've got down here, it's really making me thirsty. Look at that, look, they're all sitting there having a nice cold beer. Oh, you guys are making me thirsty, you know that. Thing is, I wonder if the landlord would serve me. What do you reckon, guys? Do you reckon he'd serve me? Can only ask, can we? Anyway, so what's going on over here? Well, not much really. The traffic's kind of busy, as always. Oh, them little girls late for school over there, as you can see. And yeah, not much really going on. Very, very quiet, nice and serene. I bet that landlord won't serve me. Should we go and see? Oh, hello. Oh, thank you very much, Fred. Put it on a slate, will you? Look at that. Oh, cheers, everybody. Have a lovely one. That's better. Right. Run the trains. Bosh. So what we've done now, we've had the stop-in service over there, and as mentioned, here comes the DMU. The driver's just given me a filthy look as he's gone past the level crossing. He said, that's out of order. You got that beer and I ain't got one. I'm sorry, mate, you can't drink and drive. Do you think if I take this bottle, right, if I take this back to the brewery over there, I'll get my money back on it? What do you reckon? If I return me empties? Used to be. I don't know if they're doing it in America. Well, they do it in America, I definitely know, with soft drink cans. And I think in Canada, you'd still do that. But over here in the UK, I grew up in the 70s, and I remember going back to the off license with lemonade bottles and things like that and getting money back on them. And all those days have gone, I think, now. Oh, this is so relaxing now. Oh, that looks out of scale. Sorry, guys. I'll move that to one side, shall I? That's better. One of the interesting things about this North British loco, the Class 16s, they were mainly found up on the eastern part of the eastern region, Stratford, Gloucester, around there. Mainly Stratford had quite a load of Class 16s, but the funny thing is with those North British diesels, they were very unsuccessful. They always were breaking down, very unreliable, and I think they were the forerunner for the Class 20s, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, please correct me by all means, but a very, very strange breed of diesel. They very much were looking like the Class 20s, long bonnet, cab at one end, and they looked nice, but they just were absolutely naff in terms of performance. They were always breaking down, apparently. And these were meant to be a replacement for the Thompson L1s, I think, and the likes of those. And then obviously when the Toffee Apples and the Class 31 brushed diesels came in, then the 37s at Stratford, that was it. It was diesel all the way. And sadly by 1962 that is, all the diesels at Stratford all went. But I'm told, or I was told by someone that I used to work with, that at Stratford, near one of the old workshops, there was an old steam shed, and there was a really old steam loco that was kept locked up in there. It was preserved, and I think that got preserved and looked after. Interesting of note, if you've seen on the television lately, guys, wherever you live in the world, if you've seen on YouTube or on social media, certainly, the recent Flying Scotsman outings, they've painted the Flying Scotsman roof white, which was a Stratford shed little idea for the Royal Train. So if the Flying Scotsman was hauling the Royal Train, that's why it's got a white painted cab roof on the top. If you didn't know that, you do now. Yeah, that was a Stratford little trademark, painting the Flying Scotsman roof white, definitely. It's like on the Deltic machines, another beautiful diesel locos, the Class 55 Deltics. Finsbury Park Shed came up with the idea of painting the window surrounds on the front white, which gave them a nice look as well. If someone asked me and say, you know, what are you in terms of a train fanatic? Are you a diesel man or a steam man? And the answer to me, I'm 100% steam all the way, but I do like vintage diesel traction. I love vintage DMUs like these, 37s, 47s, 50s, Westerns, Deltics, the old vintage stuff. I don't like the modern stuff these days. I think it's crap. Sorry if that upsets a few people, but I'm not into Class 66s or Class 60s or all that stuff. It doesn't do anything for me. I love what has character. You might agree, you might disagree. That's okay. We're all here to agree to disagree. Anyway, stuff that. It's time for more beer. What I like about this Class 16 North British loco, it's made by Helgen. And why do I like it? Well, the reason I like it is because it's an accurate model of the Class 16, obviously. That's why I bought it. But it's got this really good low speed running. It's not a thrashed diesel loco. So it's not sort of a 37 or 47 or a high speed diesel. It's a nice slow speed running loco. And I think even with a layout my size, you might agree with this at home, but trains look awfully better if they're running at a slow speed, not thrashing around. I know I've done some high speed running with the HST trains I had recently on a video, but this is a nice gentle pace for me. Goes well with a nice beer, a nice chilled Saturday afternoon, house to myself. The girls have gone out, and this is what I do on my Saturdays, just play trains and relax and have the occasional beer. So first of all, apologies that I can't all send you a beer today. My goodness, I feel so tight. I wish I could seriously send you all a beer, So you could join in with me, or if you don't drink, a soft drink or tea or coffee of your choice. But please do share my sentiments towards you. I do raise my glass, though it's empty now. Cheers to you out there, and hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. And that's me. I just wanted to say hello, basically, and give you an update on what I've been doing again. And finishing off my little scenic section over here, which is now finished now. And just an excuse to video some trains. It's what you all came to see. So what I'll do now, I'll close out with some trains running, me shutting up. And if I don't see you soon, have a lovely day. Take care. Thank you very much for watching. It means a lot. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And please stay safe. God bless you all.